Hi, it's Diane, and I want to talk about some of the items that I have listed in my Etsy shop. A lot of times when I make videos about the ephemera that I make, I get comments from people asking if I'll be selling them. So I did make up some packs to sell. I'll just go through them quickly. And as I said, in my other video, I've never sold anything in this way before. So I don't really understand how everything works. And if you get charged for shipping more than it costs me, like some of these will just be mailed in an envelope and it won't cost very much. So if you get charged more than it costs me, I will reimburse you. If you get charged less than it costs me, I'll just, I'll eat that. I won't add to your bill for that, but this is a live and learn process for me. So I have these little, what do you call these cards? I forget, Rolodex cards, and they're cut with my Big Shot with a die, and I have them stamped these are for quotes, mostly for kids. That funny thing you said, and then a space for the quote and a date. Out of the mouths of babes, you are so silly. What did you say? To quote what you said, you say the craziest things. And then I have another set of stamps that I made a second set with, and this says photo record, select all that apply, and just an event recorded by event record, just some space for journaling there and a place for a date, journaling, general information. So I have 3 sets of these. Of course the markings will be different, as coffee dyeing can't be controlled completely, so they all have, I believe, it'll say in the listing how many cards are in each set, but they all have the same stamps. Okay, and then I have these sets of cutout, they're die cut pieces, coffee dyed manila folders again, and they all again have the same stamps. The shapes might be different. The shapes will vary on some of them. So this one says certified, and this one has a little space for a date. I love that stamp. Number, noteworthy, date, time, and location. There's no place like home. Proceed as if success is inevitable. It's a fantastic day to be fabulous. This book belongs to, and the story begins. I have 4 of those sets. And again, as I said, the shapes might vary, but the stamps are all the same. I just punched out or cut out a bunch of shapes, and then I got out my stamps and stamped them. Okay, and then I have these 4 sets that are all miscellaneous. None of them are the same. They all have the same amount of pieces, and some have large, they all have some large and some small and some in between. So I'll just pick one and show you what's in one of them, and they're all pretty similar, but they are different. So this one is a piece of a file folder. They all have a couple like that, at least one like that, and then some like this. Some of those quote stamps again. Story begins. Some of these tags that are stamped and then hand cut. Vintage paper stamped. Some little tabs that were cut with my Cricut. More vintage paper. Oh, that's not vintage paper. It's just ledger paper, but this is a piece of vintage paper. This book belongs to. This one you can, cut the edge at the corners any way you'd like, and then vintage, use vintage. What am I trying to say? Tim Holtz ink or something around the edges if you'd like to. I didn't do that because I thought maybe some of you don't want them all inked up. Each of these sets has these stamps. these little cards. My favorite place, this is delicious, my favorite memory, this is you and me, time with you, fashion statement. There was one other one I showed earlier. They all have those in them. There's a little jar, a heart, a butterfly, some tabs cut with my Stampin' Up! Punch, and then I have a set of stamps that you stamp. I think this one is beautiful. You stamp and then you punch, and you get these decorated punches. This is a Dina Wakley stamp, and a few other pieces, some little tiny banners that I stamped and punched. They're also Stampin' Up! And some more little pieces. So these are just miscellaneous ephemera packs, and I have 4 varying packs. If you got 2 of them, they would be different. So that's what I have as far as ephemera goes in my Etsy shop. It's called Pretty Pink Cottage. I have to stop and think every time because I couldn't have the name I wanted, so I had to change my name. So Pretty Pink Cottage is the name, and I will try to figure out how to give you a link. I don't know all that stuff, but I'm learning, so bear with me, and I hope to see you all visiting my shop. Thank you.